Welcome back to the JB Hunt Million Mile Celebration with Mark Willis on Road Dogg Trucking News.
Drivers, hey, we have flown through these 2 hours, and what a great 2 hours it has been. I want to send a thank you out to the great folks at JB Hunt for inviting me to come on down and be part of their million mile plus driver operation. 1 million, 2, 3, 4 million mile drivers recognized over the last couple of days, and absolutely inspirational to see those drivers being recognized coming down the staircase here to thunderous applause. Really an incredible way that the company celebrates the drivers and the achievements. With me again is Craig Harper and Shelley Simpson. And Shelley, I was reading a story about you just recently that you come to work every day with one objective in mind, and that's how to disrupt ourselves, our customers, and our industry to create the most efficient transportation network in North America. Talk about that. What does that mean?
Wow, Mark, I didn't know you had that quote, but I couldn't have said it any better. For us, we just recognize how much waste is in the system and the lack of transparency of information that can just make it so much better for any driver, whether they drive for JB Hunt or drive anywhere on the road. There's 3.5 million drivers. And for us, there's a third waste of every single one of their hours. All 3.5 million every day is completely wasted, Mark. And where technology's at today, there's just no reason for that. So that's a big part of what we're trying to think about is how do we disrupt the way goods move today?
Yeah.
And how do we create the most efficient way to do it, whether we do it or somebody else? Just how do we create more efficiency? And I say it a lot. Drivers love to drive.
Yeah, yeah.
I was spending time in the round table listening to the things that were, to me, just nonsense, thinking now, we can solve that. There were certain things in their job that was 30 minutes here, 10 minutes there, that waste that we're talking about.
Yeah.
And that's really what we're trying to revolutionize. How do we create more efficiency through technology?
When you look at the innovations that are coming to the table and the company looking at this and going, okay, we've got to get this in gear, it is so critical for the company to be able to pivot. I mean, go from here to here. That's what makes this a great organization, because you have the folks that are in place that can take those missions forward, can't they?
I think so, Mark. We were founded by an entrepreneur.
Yep.
What's so wonderful about our organization is we have nearly 60 years of a legacy organization that has thousands of drivers, founded by a driver, and all of that experience coming into brand new innovation. You're really putting the best of both worlds together. So you take that legacy brand and trust that people know us by, and then you bring in innovation that is just forward-thinking and disrupting and not being afraid that even if that disrupts a short-term work, if it's the right thing to do. So you know what? People really got behind that. And our best example organizationally is what happened in intermodal. When we were largely a trucker, we started saying, wait a minute, there's a better way to move goods in North America, and there's better driving jobs as a result. And so you fast forward to today, as we did revolutionize the industry from an intermodal perspective, we didn't just change that for our shippers, we changed that for the driving community as well. So instead of having to be on the road constantly in that long length of haul, now having a local job where they can be home, or a regional job where they can be through the house on a weekly basis. It just changed things, and that made it better for us, our drivers, and our customers.
I'm reading some data that JB Hunt 360 continues to grow leaps and bounds. Talk about that for those who may not be familiar with the platform. What is that?
So we are so excited. That really is where we see shipments and capacity and create the best match of what makes sense. But it's really about letting carriers and drivers of carriers really choose the best load for them at the right time, at the right price, Mark. People want choices now. People don't want to be told, or they don't want to call and negotiate about a load because you don't really know what else is available. So if you think about you and I wanting to negotiate, if we can see it all there in front of us and we have thousands of shipments to choose from at the price and the timing, think how much simpler that becomes overall. And so we are growing like crazy. We do have an objective to be over $1 billion here this year inside the platform. We want to reach that sometime this summer. And we did just announce here in Q1 that we had almost 200 million running through our platform. And every week, Mark, we are breaking records. We're breaking records with signups. We have nearly 600,000 trucks signed up for JB Hunt 360. You know what it tells me? They want a different way to do business.
Right. They want that data. Craig, that technology is going to play a key role in all of this, right? I mean, we mentioned this earlier about how the industry is going to be moving forward based on the development of technology like JB Hunt 360, the platforms that are out there, the convenience that drivers are looking for. It's just the wave of the future, isn't it?
Absolutely. And all the drivers now have a computer in their pocket.
Yeah.
So with that, they have the transparency of all the loads. And Shelley hit on it with the platform about being able to find that right load, right time, right price. You have that. There's no more guessing game. I mean, you think about it, it's like everything gets invented and you roll your eyes and say, what took so long? But when you think about a driver trying to find a load or a broker trying to locate that driver by dialing and smiling instead of using the computer resources that we have, I mean, it's crazy. So today we have that ability to find that right load for that driver and get them moving. And we talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
Time is so important to the driver. So wasting that time waiting on the load and then seeing a load that you really don't want to go there. What we've seen is with drivers, when they see these loads and they bid on these loads and they win these loads, that the service level it goes up because now these drivers are actually winning that load and they've had skin in the game. They've taken an active part in the selection of that load. So now it's going where they want to go, when they want to go there. And so everybody's happier, the customer's happy, drivers going where they want to go and make the kind of money they want to make.
Yeah, and that's what I think was going to be the great thing about the industry going forward is that as we go along here, there's going to be more technology coming into play concerning safety, efficiency, profitability. I mean, the investments have got to be made, but that's the way the industry is these days. The days of standing out by a payphone trying to find your next load are long gone. And that's what these drivers deserve. They deserve that technology. They need that ease of efficiency and of things like that. And this was where you guys are really stepping up.
I love that word deserve.
Yeah.
Because for me, we feel like we have an obligation to take what we know from being managers of drivers for so many years and being able to extend that to the driving community. It does make it best for all of us. And you think about this, Mark, helping a driver actually understand how to price or what the price is doing. Those are ideas, disruptive ideas that we have. We don't want to hide. We don't want to, not share what's happening on price or margins. For us, it really is about helping that connecting point. And maybe last thing, I heard you talking earlier about shipping and receiving facilities. One of the most frustrating things that happens is not knowing information. Imagine being able to know that right at the beginning of a shipment.
Goodness sakes, guys, I got to wrap it up. Let's get some websites out there where folks can find you guys here at JB Hunt.
Real easy. JBHunt.com is what, find it real easy there. DriveJBHunt.com. And you'll be able to see anything you need to see on the website. DriveJBHunt.com or JBHunt.com by itself.
All right, guys, thank you very much for being a part of this. And ladies and gentlemen,